Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing News.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. And who is Canelo Alvarez's next opponent should he be successful and get past Sergey Kovalev? So let's just break them down one by one. And Jermall Charlo is the first up. And the reason why Jermall Charlo is on the list of approved opponent by the zone is the fact that Jermall Charlo was gifted the WBC championship. And so since Jermall Charlo is a WBC champion, it'll be a unification fight for Canelo Alvarez. Eventually, Canelo Alvarez is going to have to fight everyone in the middleweight division that has a belt because he's looking to unify after the Sergey Kovalev fight to become undisputed. That is his ultimate goal. And so since that's his ultimate goal, the zone has added Jermall Charlo to the list of approved opponents. And the interesting thing about this is that Jermall Charlo is also willing to fight Canelo Alvarez in Mexico. And the reason why that's so interesting is that Jermall Charlo is basically looking to sell, his belt and his O to the highest bidder, which is Canelo Alvarez, simply because he's not willing to take any risky fights other than a Canelo Alvarez fight. And he's willing to do so much that he's willing to go to Mexico to prove a point. And, Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo Alvarez have been looking for, venues in Mexico as a potential destination. And so Jermall Charlo would be the perfect opponent to explore should he be successful in beating Sergey Kovalev. And the next opponent for Canelo Alvarez potentially would be Demetrius Andrade. I think Demetrius Andrade would make a lot of sense. The fact that Canelo Alvarez had Demetrius Andrade as his next potential opponent should the Sergey Kovalev fight fall through. Canelo Alvarez was negotiating with Demetrius Andrade when those negotiations hit a snag with Sergey Kovalev, and he was about to take that fight. But then the negotiations with Sergey Kovalev opened back up because Kovalev, let's be honest and unbiased, he's not going to let this type of payday pass him by. So I think Demetrius Andrade would be an interesting fight for Canelo Alvarez. It'll be a difficult fight in some ways, but Canelo Alvarez is a proven fighter, an elite level fighter, and I believe he has the experience and the ability and skills to adapt to any fighter at the 160-pound division. I just can't favor anyone over Canelo Alvarez. And the last opponent that Canelo Alvarez could potentially face next, should he get past Sergey Kovalev, is Gennady Golovkin, Triple G. Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy, and Canelo are all still open to the trilogy, the third bout. And the zone is actually pushing that bout because they want more subscribers, and they know that would be a huge fight on the platform between two top-level stars. Now, the interesting thing about this is Oscar De La Hoya stated to Triple G that he has to earn his spot to get a Canelo Alvarez trilogy. He has to do something significant. He can't fight a Vanes Martirosyan. He can't fight a Steve Rolls. He has to have a decent fight. He has to have a reason for Canelo Alvarez to want to step back in the ring with him after stepping in the ring with him twice. And Gennady Golovkin may have just found that reason in Sergey Deverenchenko. These guys will be fighting for the IBF middleweight championship. And should he be successful in getting that belt, then that definitely opens a door for the Canelo Alvarez trilogy. And the fact that Canelo Alvarez has a desire to unify all the belts, it only makes sense. But once again, unbiased as always, is the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.